I feel like shit.
Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days.
It's just one of those
happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums.
It's just one of those days where you don't wanna wake up. Everything is everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you wanna justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. Your best bet,
Just knock it off, you scum bucket.
it's just one of those days. It's just one of
Monday,
those.
happy days.
It's just one of
Tuesday,
those.
happy days.
It's just one of those
Happy
days.
The weekend comes, my cycle hums. Ready to make stand.
It's just one of those days, feeling like a freight train. First one to complain, leaves with the bloodstain. Damn right, I'm a maniac. You better shoot, cause I'm fucking up your program. And if you're stuck up, you just locked up. Next in line to get fucked up. Your best bet is to stay away, motherfucker. It's just,
I'm losing my cool.
it's all about
Monday, happy days.
It's just one of
Tuesday,
those,
happy days.
it's just one of those
Happy
days.
The weekend comes, my cycle hums. Ready to make stand. These days,
Feel like shit. My suggestion is to keep your distance. Right now I'm dangerous. Right now I'm dangerous.
Something's happening to the bonds.
My day keeps going this way and this way.
I'm gonna pop you one so you'll stop playing games.
Give me something great. Give me something great. I hope you know I pack a chainsaw. A chainsaw. A motherfucking chainsaw.
What?
So come and get it.
What we got here is a case of mistaken identity, you know? See, now this here
Not Robert.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chief Moody, and welcome to episode 243 of the Mood of the Nation podcast. Hope everyone is doing well. I do see a very small amount of people watching, which again, I would imagine because that was the reason why there was a lot of people watching the show last night, because David Clues was on there again. Well, for the first time, I should say. Which, by the way, you can still watch that interview. You can easily find it on my YouTube channel. The replay is up and ready. I've already uploaded it onto both my X account and onto my Telegram. So if you missed it, you can either watch it at this moment in time or maybe check it out after this episode, because tonight's episode is not entirely going to be too long, I will say. It's more like an actual proper catch-up as to where I've been for the past 4 months. I know I kind of briefly mentioned upon it last night, but the main focus for last night's episode was mainly David Clues, as he was the guest of that episode. So anyways, let's have a look and see who's here with us. Joy B6K, how you doing? Thank you very much for watching the show. There's about 6 people watching, which is not too bad. 1 second. Yeah, so just a bit of an update on the show. I'm definitely going to be doing more Mood of the Nation episodes every Thursday at 7 p.m. Again, I know I've already mentioned this last night, but I really want to draw this in for people, because I know there was a point where I did no Mood of the Nation episodes for the past 4 months, and as I mentioned last night, the reason why that would be the case was because I was just completely burnt out. I had the idea of, well, not the idea, but I just had this thought in my mind, well, how many times can I do a show where I talk about the same topic over and over and over again? So at that point, I just decided just take a break from it all. Just take a break and then focus on other things, be it work or even activism when it comes to that, if I'm able to, that is. And yeah, just not do any more Mood of the Nation episodes for a long while. It got to the point where I was at the PA summer camp this past July. And I had a catch up with a lot of people I've spoken to, a lot of the ROs and a lot of the other members and such. And I had a few of them asking me, when is Mood of the Nation coming back? And I was like, yeah, it will come back at some point. I just decided that I wanted to just have a break from doing it, because again, how many times can I talk about the same topic, over and over again, sort of thing? It's always good when you have guests on. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, so I'm not sure when the next guest will be on and who exactly I'll be having in terms of guests on with that. But uh, Galileo's tongue, how you doing? Thank you very much for watching. It's been a while since I last seen you. Nice to see you, Chief. Hope you're keeping well. Same to yourself, Galileo. Like I said, it's been a long time since I last spoken to you, sir. Um, there must be tons of new people worth having on. I mean, it just sort of depends, honestly. But I mean, when it comes to being offline, well, offline in terms of not making more episodes for the past 4 months, a lot of things have happened ever since then. Even just during that duration. I even talked about it with David last night about that as well, like what's going on with St. Enoch Square in Glasgow, what's going on with a lot of like women nowadays. I mean, we briefly touched upon the damn it, what's her name? The Lindsay Clarence case, I think. I'll just pop up X for a moment because I think there's been some development with that as well as of late, which is quite surprising. Lester Boyle, how you doing? Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. It's been a while since I last seen you. What was her name again? Wait a minute. I just want to double check that just in case. Lindsay Clancy, that's the woman's name. Yeah, the woman who murdered 3 of her children. And there's been like mass support for this woman because I can hashtag relate to this woman as like, right, okay. And now there's been like some development. A lot of women are gathered around the courthouse. They're doing some kind of like, what is this, like kind of like a sign type of thing as like a support of solidarity with her. And it's like, what is up with these people? It's really just maddening to see. Joe Marsh is in the chat. How you doing, Joe? Thank you very much for watching Mid of the Nation. I think there's a few people that are coming in, which is really good. Joey writes, for years, nothing really happened in Scotland, but Glasgow really seemed to have kicked off this summer. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are starting to be a lot more aware about that. You're going to get some lefty type, well, not lefty types, but you will definitely get some anti-white types who are trying to gaslight people into thinking, oh, there's no such going on in Glasgow. If you honestly believe that these these events are happening because of the migrants, that you're just being gaslit. It's like just the absolute projection from these people is astonishing, absolutely astonishing. Tight Scotsman, how you doing? Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. Good evening, Chief. Good stream last night. Well, thank you very much. It was actually the first stream I did in a long while, which hopefully everyone did enjoy that because it was there was a lot of people that were watching the show, and I would imagine the vast majority of them were David's audiences from Rumble, and I think he still streams on Odyssey, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, if I want to have a look and see the last night's stream, because I'm surprised that for it's been like what 8 hours, and as it says on my YouTube Studio app, the first 8 hours and 31 minutes since that last night's episode streamed, it's garnered like 555 views with 70 likes and 2 comments, which I mean, that's astonishing. It's actually a lot more than the Sam Milia episode, which I was quite surprised of. I thought the Sam Milia episode would have done gangbusters, but apparently not. But it was still a good episode nonetheless. It was still good to have Sam on that show. And that was actually the last episode before I went off my 4-month hiatus from doing Mood of the Nation. So yeah, what we're going to do for tonight's episode, again, like I said, it's not going to be like a long episode. This will be about maybe an hour, maybe half an hour at best, and not half an hour, maybe 45 to about an hour, I will say. It's the whole point of tonight's stream, and you can even say last night's stream, was just trying to get back into the rhythm of things, back into the swing of things for making Mood of the Nation in that case. So what I will do is I will bring up my X account because, as I mentioned last night, I got my X account back. And I still to this day have not received a single reason as to how my account got suspended. Like, no any emails about it whatsoever. It just says, oh, your account was suspended with no reason given whatsoever. But here we are now, and it seems to be up and running. I guess maybe it was a mistake on their part, but I really have no idea. So what I will do, since I got it back up and running, I will post the link in the chat. So for those who haven't followed me on X, if you can, and if you're on X, definitely give me a follow. Maybe even for those who do have an X account, maybe retweet the my X account and say give this guy a follow, that sort of thing if you can. But yeah, so there we go. And while I have it, I do have all of my bookmarks because we can have a look at some of the clips on here as well on X, because honestly, in terms of like what to talk about, I did manage to talk about all that stuff last night with David, but just from got a little nails down. I think your exit was suspended because Elon is a homophobe. Maybe, who knows? But but yeah, even still, I have no idea what the reason was. But maybe that might be the reason. But who knows? So, but regardless, I'm back, and I'm going to be doing more Mood of the Nation episodes every Thursday at 7 p.m. instead of 6 p.m. UK time. So that is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's have a look and see. Is that Rowan in the chat? Oh, Rowan, yeah. How you doing, Rowan? Thank you very much for watching Mood of the Nation. Just going to pull this a little bit. There we go. That should be all right. Where's my glass? Oh, it's right there. Right. Let me see if I can actually share the screen real quick. And we'll have a look at some of the clips because... Hold on one second. There's a message from Joe. My YouTube is proper strangled. I'm lucky to get 200 views on a video. Yeah, I remember you mentioned that before, and it's like it's a real, it's frustrating to say the least with YouTube at this point. And even I mentioned last night on my show, if anything happens to my YouTube, like any reason at all, then I'm gonna be moving over to Rumble. I still have Odyssey, technically speaking, but I think Rumble, from what I've seen for a while now, because there's three main shows I normally watch on Rumble. It's Mark's PWR, it's David Clue's Unity News Network, and the third show I tend to watch is I'm not sure if people know who this guy is, but it's a Cog Live or Cognitive Thought. I think the show is Cog's World, but he normally covers a lot of the sector, if you will, like Ethan Ralph and all those types of degenerates. So yeah, those are mainly the main three streams I tend to watch on Rumble, and from the interactions in the chat and all that, I figured it's actually not that bad. But yeah, so if anything happens to my YouTube, I will be moving over to Rumble at some point after that. So I stream the Twitter from StreamYard. I think it's better. That's fair enough. Again, like, it's a good idea, but what happened to my X account before that was suspended, again, for no reason whatsoever, maybe want to be a bit cautious about that. But again, it's an idea when it comes to that. Toffee, how you doing? Hey, sir, thank you very much for watching. You should do Collins, mate, and post the StreamYard link in the chat. Yeah, I have thought about doing that. It's just it's how to do it. I don't know whether or not if I should maybe get like another number or something like that, and then maybe kind of work from there. But I will figure something out at some point, because I actually think I still do. I think I have another number. Not obviously my personal number, but I have a number in my collection that maybe I can actually use and then maybe see from there. But I don't know. I'll figure something out and then see from there at that point, and then work my way there. Let me see. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look through X. What's up with the screen? Is it actually? Hold on a minute. Oh yeah, maybe I should remove that from the studio. Yeah, that's better. I don't know why I did that, but all right, there we go. So let's see. When we allowed randomers to join streams, we got a few nutters. I don't think it's worth doing. Fair enough. I can see both the good and the bad when it comes to doing stuff like that, but yeah. Anyways, here's some stuff that I've bookmarked for X, and again, just to have a couple of topics to kind of go over. But this one's from the Milkman. Now, I saved this one because I thought it was kind of funny to look at. The top 10 most convincing Bigfoot sightings, and it's it's out your break. Again, I'm not wanting to start any drama or anything like that at all. It's just I just thought it was funny. I just thought the post was funny with that. Bigfoot seems to pop up in a lot of places, but he sure is elusive when it comes to having his photo taken. I just thought that was pretty funny, that. Oh, so this one, again, because this is to do with the film Sinners, that's meant to be the big black multi-award winning film about like I guess there's like vampires in it, but all the black people are. It's basically another anti-white propaganda by, is it Jamie Foxx or is it Michael B. Jordan? It was one of those two. I mean, they kind of look the same anyway. But it's one of those two. But it's one of these films. It's pure anti-white propaganda. It's garnered a lot of awards just simply for the fact that it's made by black people. Never mind the fact that it's not that good or has any talent behind it whatsoever. The only reason why it's quote unquote good and garnered a lot of awards because black people made it. And you can see with this post here, this scene in question is again, it's supposed to be like a period piece, but here you got like a woman like just like twerking, by the way, in like what looks like modern day clothing, which again wouldn't make a lot of sense for that time period. But again, if you were to make a point about that, then you hate black people apparently, and that makes you racist. Reminder: this movie holds the record for the most Academy Award nominations in cinema history. Again, simply because the filmmakers were black. But anyways, if I can just come back out of that real quick. Oh, now this one. Now, this isn't the Lindsay Clancy case, but this is another really horrific case. This is a post by Lips of TikToks breaking Melissa Campos Sanchez. I hope I pronounced that correctly. If not, I apologize. The woman who was arrested for child abuse and arson after filming herself starting a fire in her kitchen and pouring hot wax on her child now has an ice hold every single time. Yeah, so the video in question, I don't think I can actually show it, obviously, for obvious reasons, but it's just, yeah, it's horrific. Absolutely horrific. Now, this right here is what I was mentioning earlier on about the Lindsay Clancy case. So we touched upon it last night with myself and David, and it's just it's part of like an overall bigger picture of the problems with modern women, and how it's just becoming a lot more worse and worse and worse to the point now. So just for context, right? Lindsay Clancy murdered her 3 children. She's being prosecuted for I think the case is still ongoing, or like the court hearing is still ongoing. And because of this, there's been a massive amount of support for her. Never mind the fact that there's overwhelming evidence to back up the case that she in fact did do this to her children. But apparently she's garnered like what was it, $700,000 or something like that for GoFundMe or something like that. And as you can see, this is outside of a court hearing, I believe, and they're all showing their support for Lindsay Clancy. There's like I believe there's like a hashtag movie going on saying "Same Lindsay," as if like they're going through the same turmoil as Lindsay Clancy is, and it's some of the most. This might be a bit of a hot take, I'll say, but this comes off as a damn it, what was I going to say? This comes off as damn it, I had it in my head, but this comes. It really just comes off as like pure propaganda. Not just propaganda, but there was a specific word for it, like an op type of thing. It comes off like a pure psyop type of thing as a way of trying to encourage women to, oh, fuck your kids. So, like you shouldn't have any kids. Like it completely takes away your freedoms and all of that. You should be going out there, getting drunk, getting blutered, going to parties, getting gangbanged by all kinds of other races like blacks and whatnot. And if you want to settle down, then you should wait until you're 40, that sort of thing. But what I'll do is, right now, is I'll play this video here of these absolute harpies standing outside of the courthouse or court, whatever, supporting Lindsay Clancy. And you'll see what I mean in terms of like the hand gesture and all of that. It's like really cult-like behavior. As if like they can relate to, oh yeah, I can relate to the idea of killing your children because it just got too much for me. Oh, this is what, again, another bit of a hot take to say, but this is why giving women basic rights was a massive mistake. Let's see. Psyop, yeah, I managed to get out when it comes to that. All the Indian swab accounts ruined X for me. To be honest, I don't blame you. Yeah, but anyways, Strontium Dog, how you doing? Thank you very much for watching. All potential murderers, severe mental illness. Yeah, that's exactly what they're promoting. It's this idea of it's like so stunning and brave to admit you're basically a complete crackpot, and you want to kill your kids because it's just a bit too much. I mean, again, another bit of a hot take to say, but can we all just stop pretending as if people actually give a shit about mental health and all of that? No, look, I'm not saying like people shouldn't care about stuff like that. Everyone goes through it at some point. If you're at a point where if you're feeling like really down or anything like that at all, you obviously, of course, do speak to someone. There'll definitely be someone that will actually give a shit about what you're going through when it comes to it. What I'm saying is when it comes to stuff like this, like these women, for instance, and you can even say a much larger extent, Lindsay Clancy, is that women like that are just taking the absolute piss at this point. It's such. Well, I don't care what you've been through or what you're going through in your life. It doesn't give you the justification to murder your own children. I'm sorry, but no, I'm not actually sorry. Like that's just the cold, honest truth. And there's even some videos here, again, as I mentioned before, that some people are making on platforms like TikTok, like, oh, same Clancy, like I'm on your side. I know exactly how you feel. It's shocking these freak women are so selfish. Yeah, indeed, it's astonishing to see. Obviously not in a good way, but it's just the fact that these women are that selfish. It's absolutely astonishing. Let's see here. Yeah, so this is one of the clips. I'll just I'll pause it here, wait a minute, and then full screen that shit. Things that send me into postpartum depression and rage 2 years after birth. Let's see here. They're filming themselves with the kids being present and all of that. Feeling guilty for being mean to him for things that aren't his fault. When the bill comes and I remember I was fired for having a baby, it's like, what job is going to fucking do that? Like, repeated questions, cleanliness is not having a minute alone. I mean, look, like I'm sorry, but you're a mother. Like that's your job is to look after the children. When I step on the toy or he hurts me by accident, let's see. Feeling isolated as a stay-at-home mom or mom with no adult interaction. You see, it's just wanting to be productive but getting interrupted so nothing gets done. Like, what do you mean? You're literally, you could do anything at the moment, but you can't because you're literally making a video, recording yourself, acting like the victim while your child is present there. No time to take care of
Put it
myself
back.
or sleep through the night.
Put it back.
Cleaning, but then the house is a mess again, and it looks like I don't do anything.
Stop.
Feeling like a lazy mom because I didn't teach him something today to play with gave him his iPad most of the day, let him eat too much junk just to have peace and quiet. It's just
I'm getting
why
dressed.
why are you filming this?
Nothing.
Like this doesn't make you look good or anything like that at all. It just makes you look like a complete crackpot. So that's one video. I think there's more after this one. Yeah, as you see here, right? Same Lindsay is now trending on TikTok. Women are setting up cameras, holding their own children and crying while saying they're just like the woman who strangled her three kids. Imagine this being your wife. Feminism has completely broken women's brains. Indeed, it has. And again, there's a video.
Take care of the kids. I'm drowning every day. I feel guilty that I'm spending my family's money and not making any. I feel like I spend way too much. She wrote that, right?
You know what I mean? It's just it's ridiculous. Fuck off, man. Wait 1 second. I don't know if people can yeah, it's back on now. I don't know what happened there, but
I'm completely overwhelmed trying to take care of the kids. I'm drowning every day.
sorry, I think my internet was down, but it's back up apparently now,
I
so
always feel strongly against sleep training. I feel like we'll be okay. It's not something I could do to help his immune system, and I can tell he really doesn't like the formula. I'm very sad about this. I know at this time.
again, like, this is not it's just and that's the other thing with that. Let's see, SMP deliver. So we'll just move on from there. Let's see. Yeah, the brainwashing is strong. Yeah, indeed it is. It is absolutely. Yes, absolutely is. Don't need no man. Well, it's funny that like, they don't need a man, but then they'll record themselves crying their arses out, acting like as if it's too much work to be a stay-at-home mom. It's like, well, you know, what do you want exactly? You can't have it both ways, sweetheart. Like, there's another one here in the chat. You take care of your child to playgrounds so you can speak to other mothers and your child can play with their children. Now, there was another point I wanted to make. I don't think I managed to make a point about it last night, but imagine seeing what this Lindsay Clancy has done, strangling 3 of her children because, again, she was going through a bit of a rough patch. And all these women come out of the woodworks and just supporting her, giving her all this money and all this stuff, making all these videos saying like, you know, same Clancy, as if they're going through the same bullshit turmoil as she is. Meanwhile, you have women like Shiloh Hendricks, who was in court earlier this year. I think it was like a month ago or something like that. And she's been found guilty because she called a cameraman the N-word, essentially. That cameraman, by the way, who turned out to be a Somalian who was a rapist and a pedophile himself, who's also fled back to Somalia, which again makes you kind of think, doesn't it? But she gets found guilty with that. But with Lindsay Clancy, oh no, she's a victim. Yeah, she may have strangled her like 3 children, but you know what? Nah, she's the victim. She's going through a lot at the moment, guys. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anyways, so we'll move on from there. I'm trying to think about what else to do when it comes to don't deserve kids. They are disgusting. Yeah, indeed. This is just Another example of modern day women and just how bad it's getting. Really, it's so fucking bad. It really is. It's really that bad at this point. Let me see here. I guess what we can do for another half an hour is, oh, hold on 1 second. Joey in the chat says, 50 years ago, I would have been a conservative, but now there is nothing left to conserve. Yeah, no, I could definitely see that. There really isn't at this point. It's just everything has gone completely tits up at this point, and people are just fed up with it. People are either fed up with it, or you just get a lot of the conformists, as I prefer to call them, who are just completely on board with the demographic replacement of our people. So I think what we can do at this point is we can maybe do some Q&A, or like a Q&A section. Let me see if I can get the Q&A banner up here just now. So if you have a question to ask me, please feel free to ask me in the chat. Joe Marsh in the chat writes, I wonder who could be behind this demonic... well, we all know who exactly. They tend to wear small hats, and they believe they're God's chosen people. I mean, don't take it from me. You can easily look this up on websites and all of that. Just look at the suffragette movement. You can see a lot of the women there. Actually, could we maybe ask Grok? Wait a minute. I don't know. Grok might be a very reliable source, but let's see if we can maybe ask it. Right, since we're on X. Hold on a minute. How many? I'm trying to think of the suffer. And I hope I'm pronouncing it or spelling it right. Just want to double check on that here just now. Right, that should be it. How many members of the were Jewish? I can also maybe like share it on the screen as well. Hold on a second. Suffragettes were a bit early, I think. See, I don't know, because there's some sources to claim that it was either the suffragette movement or it was maybe the tail end of it. I think they started to come in, but hold on 1 sec. I'm going to have a look at this just now. It's kind of interesting to maybe ask this with Grok, because I've never used Grok before. Cultural Critique has a whole chapter on Jews and feminism, but in the US. Do you know what? I still have a copy of it here, but just filling out an application for a vacancy that's just come up at Cambridge Uni. Any tips? I mean, honestly, mate, just identify yourself as a black man. I think you'll be fine. Because look, with that whole thing with Jason Arde, the fact that he managed to get away with a lot of bullshit is maddening, to say the least. But again, I spoke about it to David last night on last night's episode, and there was one thing that was so made up that he was part of a marathon, but then he broke his leg, but he still continued to do the marathon or something like that. It was ridiculous. Anyways, I think it's sharing the screen. Yeah, it is. Right. Let's have a look. Let's ask Grok this and see from there. Thinking about your request, searching the web. Again, I know people might say, like, well, Grok might not be like a reliable source, but look, we can maybe give that a try and see from there. So there is no precise or documented total number of Jewish members among the suffragettes, primarily the Militant Women's Social and Political Union, or WSPU. Unrelated groups. Historical records do not provide a comprehensive membership census broken down by religion or ethnicity, and suffragette strictly refers to the more militant activists as opposed to the broader, mostly non-militant suffragettes. Right. Jewish women and men did participate actively in the British women's suffrage movement at various levels, including some militant activity Key points from historical accounts include the Jewish League for Women's Suffrage, the JLWS, founded in 1912, was the only exclusively Jewish suffrage organization and the only one of its kind worldwide at the time. It was non-party and improved right. So again, that's fair enough. Hold on a minute. Militant Jewish participants closer to the classic suffragette label associated with the WSPU included and Henrietta Louis, member in prison after Black Friday in 1910, and her daughter, Daisy Solomon, Hugh Franklin, sisters such as Rose and Cohen. Right, what about this one? How many Jews are behind feminism? Again, it might not be the best question to ask, but still, this might be interesting to ask. Thinking about your request, it's taking its time. There we go. There is no number of Jews behind feminism because feminism is not a coordinated project controlled or directed by Jews. I think a lot of people would highly disagree with that, but okay. It is a broad, multi-wave, multinational set of ideas and activism spanning centuries involving millions of people of every background, framing it as something Jews are behind, recycles a long-standing anti-Semitic conspiracy trope that attributes social changes. Although it does get into this, right? Documented patterns of Jewish involvement. Jewish women, mostly secular Ashkenazi American, were disproportionately prominent in certain parts of second-wave feminism, roughly 1960s to the 1980s in the United States of America, especially the radical women's liberation wing. Historians such as Joyce Antler document that in some urban radical collectives, New York, Boston, Chicago, Jewish women made up an estimated 2/3 to 3/4 of members. There you go. Key figures include Betty Friedan, author of The Feminine Mystique, co-founder and early president of Now, Bella Abzug, I'm going to butcher these names, I guarantee it, Robin Morgan, Letty Cotton, Susan Brown Miller, and many others in theory, organizing, and media. Ms. Magazine, etc. Gloria Steinem had a Jewish father, but has not primarily identified as Jewish. This overrepresentation relative to the Jewish share of the U.S. population, about 2%, is real and acknowledged by Jewish historians and participants themselves. It is not unique to feminism. American Jews have been overrepresented in many progressive, intellectual, and left-wing causes, such as civil rights, labor, and academia for demographic and cultural reasons, high average education and verbal IQ, urban concentration in New York, Chicago, etc., historical left leading politics among secular Jews, and a cultural emphasis on justice. Let's see. So there we go. The broader context: first wave suffrage and earlier feminism involved prominent non-Jews, so like Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, along some Jewish activists. But yeah, I think in this case, that's where they come in a bit later on. So even it says, later waves in global feminism include vast numbers of non-Jewish women across cultures, religions, and politics. A large majority of people who have ever called themselves feminists, organized for women's rights, or benefited from legal/social changes associated with feminism are not Jewish. Jews are 0.2% of the world population. No ethnic minority of that size runs a worldwide. Come on. Well, there we go. So, I think the words feminist and sexist were coined by Jays, if I remember correctly. I think that was the case. Most atheist words were, yeah, indeed. Say to Cambridge, you have one on the moon with a broken leg. There we go. Let's see. Is there anything else at all? Just want to double check something here real quick. As I said, I'm only going to do the show for about 45 or maybe like an hour, but I'll go for another 15 minutes if people got like a question for me in the chat. If not, I think I'll call it a night there. But if you have a question, please feel free to ask me in the chat, and then we'll see to it from there. Let me see. Oh, do you know what? There is a video we can actually watch together. It's on Telegram, so let me see if I can actually get this up here real quick. If it will load. Because that's another thing. Like, because I've not been doing Mood of the Nation for the past 4 months, I've also not used this computer for the past 4 months either. So it's going to be taking its sweet arse time. So just bear with me just 1 second. So it should be up here just now. Excuse me. Right. Let's see here. And I think it was on Joe's Telegram page. Yeah. Yes. Right. We'll have a look at this video together because it's quite interesting because it's the one where who exactly is on the Zionist payroll type of thing? Who are the ones that have been bought out and support Israel essentially? So let me see if I can share the screen real quick, and then we'll have a look at this together. So let's see here.
Israel might be controlling your favorite influencer. Here's how you spot them. When Benjamin Netanyahu came to DC to meet with Trump, most of the attention was focused on their plans for Gaza. What completely flew under the radar is that Benjamin Netanyahu had another meeting where he met with a group of conservative influencers. The group included podcasters Tim Pool.
Now, just real quick, I saw Alex Jones talk about this as well, and I mean, it's not really that much of a surprise, really, is it? You know, Tim Pool, who's meant to be the biggest fence setter, is now basically completely on the side of Israel and taking their money. Essentially, it's shameful, absolutely shameful.
Dave Rubin and Sean Spicer, and writers Bethany Mandel, David Harris Jr., Jessica Krause, Seth Mandel, and Molly Hemingway. Some of the people on this list have several millions of followers, and they were meeting not just with Israel's head of state, but also his diplomatic advisor and the Israeli ambassador to the United States. There are no videos or direct quotes from the meeting because it was conducted under Chatham House rules, which is basically a rule set for meetings in elite circles where the people attending, especially journalists, meet on the basis that nothing said in the meeting can be directly attributed to any individual and that you can only say what was generally talked about. Some of the topics covered include Iran and anti-Zionist sentiment online. While we don't know for sure everything that was discussed, it's hard to imagine that Netanyahu convened influencers for any other reason than to try to convince them to be propagandists for Israel. So is there any evidence of Israel manipulating online spaces to change public opinion? Yes. In fact, it's a stated position of the Israeli Foreign Ministry. Just 3 days after October 7th, Israel launched an initiative to recruit social media influencers in the United States to defend Israel. A spokesperson said, "Fighting on social networks and influencing international public opinion is critical during wartime. The world must understand that Israel's struggle is one of light against darkness, a life-loving culture versus lowly terrorists." It's obvious why Israel needs propaganda. The only way to have a country based on legalized racial supremacy is through propaganda, like Nazi Germany and Jim Crow apartheid had, that twists the reality of the situation. And Israel actually has its own word for propaganda, which is Hasbara, which translates to explain in Hebrew. In the weeks following October 7th, Israel already had a lot to explain. A number of American influencers got emails offering them $5,000.
I thought it was 8,000 or 7,000, but I do remember something like that was going on X at the time. And the recent thing that happened was it turned out to be complete BS, and then all the content creators who were making posts on X were now like suing whoever it was that promoted that idea kind of thing. But
and brand sponsorships in exchange for doing a single live stream supporting Israel. The email read, "I'm reaching out to you on behalf of a global collective of agencies, influencers, and content creators who are coming together to raise awareness about the difficult situation in Israel. As you're aware, the people of Israel are currently fighting not just a war against Hamas terrorism at home, but also in the battle to tell the story to the world." There's no telling who organized this collective of agencies or who they were, but it's clear that recruiting influencers is one of the central chosen tactics of the Israeli Hezbollah machine. The reason influencers are so important is because influencer-based marketing is much more subtle than an ad in a fixed programming slot where you know you're being sold something. A lot of this work is done by a network of privately funded NGOs. This is because if you have the...
Oh, and that's about it with that video. But yeah, I think you get the point with that. Who to watch out for in terms of, yeah, indeed, Joe. You can add Team Tommy on to that list as well, definitely. Right, guys, it's just about coming towards the end of the show. If you have any questions to ask me, please feel free to ask me. But if not, I think I'm going to end the show there because, like I said, the show tonight wasn't going to be that long anyway. It was just to kind of. Just like last night's episode, it was just to get back into the swing of things and get my groove back, if you will, that sort of thing. But I will be back next week at 7 p.m. and it will be every Thursday at 7 p.m. Maybe some other days if I have a guest on or something like that at all. But welcome back, by the way. Thank you very much, Sean Team Dog. It is good to be back. So yeah, definitely good to be back. But yeah. I'll come on the show if you give me notice. Yeah, I'll do that, Joe. Yeah, if I want you on, I'll message you and ask if you want to come on at some point. Definitely. So, good to see you back. Thank you very much, Joey. Like I said, it's good to be back. So yeah, with that, folks, I'll end the episode tonight. I'm gonna chill out for the rest of the evening, and yeah, I hope to see you all in the next episode, which will be next week at 7 p.m. UK time. And then see from there. So for the time being, thank you all very much for watching. This is Chief Moody signing out. You've been watching the Mood of the Nation podcast, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, stay safe, enjoy the rest of your evening, enjoy the weekend when it comes, and I'll see you all in the next one, or in the next episode, I should say. Thank you all, and good night. Take care.